2025 has been some year for forgiving hybrids. In today's video, we're going to discuss the top 3 hybrids of 2025, but this isn't just my opinion. The guys here at SGGT Fitting have been incredibly busy fitting thousands of hybrids just this year. Jordan, how you doing, mate?
Very well.
Good to see you. That was a really good
It was good.
Well,
We should do that every time.
Guys, get in the comments below, what do you think the top 3 hybrids of the year are going to be? Now, I've got my opinions on what the best hybrid of the year is, and I'm really hoping that it's in your top 3. But this is more of a kind of scientific kind of idea because you've fitted more hybrids than I've had hot dinners, and I've had a lot of hot dinners this year, as you can tell. So, what are the top 3, and why do you think people might potentially not only get a bit of a deal with them moving towards the back end of the year and obviously into next year, but also what do you think makes a good hybrid and why are they in the top 3? I've hit you with like 3 different things there, haven't I?
So we'll start off with what makes a hybrid good.
Yeah.
I think the key thing is it's got to suit the role that the player needs.
Yeah.
So again, you might be going for someone who's looking at this as a sort of 6-iron replacement, you know, and if so, that's generally going to be something where they're wanting the ball to go a lot higher, just to give them more stopping power on the green. Someone might be looking for just a trusty tee club that's got a little bit more forgiveness than a driving iron, but you know, isn't sort of going up super high. And the key thing is finding what's going to suit what the individual needs.
It's really interesting you say that as well, because you look at all these hybrids here, and people might think, oh, well, there's three Titleist hybrids here, there's 2 TaylorMade hybrids, there's lots of different Ping hybrids. And realistically, within these families, all these hybrids are designed to do totally different things. So that's why it's imperative that I've seen so many people who go for a driver fitting, end up in a Titleist driver, for example, and go, oh, I'm just going to have a Titleist hybrid, we'll take that one. Yeah. And it's like, it couldn't be further from what you need to be doing. You need to make sure you get fitted for your hybrids. You need to make sure that you take it as seriously as the other clubs in your bag because it can save you so many shots, both off the tee and into long par 4s, long par 3s, if you bobby short par 4s, and potentially help you lower those scores. Quite, Bob. 2-time club champion behind the camera. Sorry, Bob. Right. What is the top 3? I'm going to leave it to you because I've picked a Rogue One up there and I don't think that's in there, but what have we got?
These are in no particular order, and I'm not really actually doing this based on a particular model. If we've got one of those, it's more just, you know, the brand and how the line's been. So starting off, we're in the Ping G440.
Right.
So grab that one in S3. Again, been a really consistent hybrid for us.
Have you seen my review on that club?
I'd love to say I have, but
I knew you hadn't.
How did you tell me? How did you find it?
Well, I think we can have a brief discussion about it because that's the club I was really hoping was in there. I think this is, I've got it in the 2, and I find that I can launch it nice, I can hit it nice and high if I want to, I can bring the flight down if I want to, it's nice and forgiving, it feels and sounds incredible, and I think this is the best hybrid of the year. I know we've gone in early on this video with that, but I think this is the best. And I'd be really interested to see where you go next from this. But should we hit a couple of shots with it and just see? So we've put a TPT shaft in here as well. Now this might even kind of wet my whistle even more because I've just got a, not a Cora cage, what have I got in it? Cora cage isn't a thing anymore, is it?
You'll find some knocking around somewhere, I'd imagine. But
Denali.
Okay.
I've got a Denali 6.0, which basically used to be the Project X.
Yeah.
Didn't it? That's where I'm thinking.
They're all made by the same overall brand, right?
So we've got this in a 3 hybrid, so that's about 20, is it? Yep. 20.3 to be precise. So if you come here to SGGT, you do get the precise loft. You don't just get the tolerance loft, I suppose you'd call it.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, right, in our demo kit, if this hybrid was actually 22 degrees and we're stood there fitting people to hit a specific distance, you then get your new club at 20 and it goes lower and, you know, 5 yards, 10 yards further, well, the whole fitting to begin with was a waste of time. So it's just making sure that our demo heads fit within tolerances.
Specifics. Oh, how good is that? How good is that? And it's the feel and the sound of it, which I really, really like. I think that's as important as the performance almost, you know, when it comes to where you're going to put your money. I think, yes, performance is vitally important, but golf's going to be your hobby if you're watching this video, I would imagine. Unless you're Al and it's your job and you're watching for the laugh. But it's so important that you get the performance, but you also enjoy the club. You've got to enjoy what you're buying.
100%. Like I always say to people, if you put a club down, you look at it and you just don't like it, well, you're probably going to want to get rid of it quite soon. So if we put it down, you like the look of the club, you're one step there, you know. And I think also at this day and age, you know, we're living in a point where there's so much technology in golf clubs. I think performance is expected.
So well. How well's that done? A shank that.
But as I said, like performance, you'd expect that, right? Like you'd expect to walk in here and every head's going to perform well. So we just need to find what suits the individual. Much better strike that one.
Yeah, that's really nice. Now, one of the things when you talk about hybrids is not only forgiveness, but consistency as well. So you can see there, I've topped one and then pured one, and there's 1 yard difference.
Yeah. So as you said, the carry was quite different.
Carry's different, but the total
you
performance.
were 219 to 216.
Yeah.
Very, very similar in terms of your end result there. Fantastic.
And that's what I do think that is so good about this Ping G440, whole range of woods, to be honest. I feel like Ping are a little bit lost with their irons at the moment, and I don't mind saying that, but I feel like the woods, they're so what, Bob? On it. They're on it.
And something that we find works really well with the Ping as well is that you see a few of the brands have got an upright sleeve adjustment.
Yeah.
With Ping having the ability to go flat. Again, we hear a lot of times about people talking about hybrids going left, and again, better players typically be the people that complain about that. But we sit there and go, actually, we can sit this flat, and it becomes a bit of a right machine. Actually, you can really stop these hybrids from having that issue that people talk about, and it's fantastic. It's been a really, really good
allows
product.
You to commit to it and hit it that bit harder, and then you get that ball flight there.
Again, but it also might be that someone needs it upright, in which case there might be another model that works a little better, which is on to where we're going.
Right. Next up we have
the Cobra DS Adapt.
Yeah.
Now, again, another really consistent product. We have found on the whole, again, compared to the Ping, this one has flown a little bit lower, given a little bit more of a piercing flight. Mm-hmm. The thing that has been fantastic with this, though, again, is the loft sleeve. I could talk about this loft sleeve all day and how much I love it.
I thought it was a bit too much, but you're a club fitter.
The thing here is, James, is that people go and get fitted for lie angle on their irons all day long.
Yeah.
Right? They sit there, you might have someone that's, again, 2 degrees upright in a 6 iron.
Yeah.
They then go and grab a different hybrid at standard lie, and they wonder why it goes right. I stand there and I can go, okay, I can get you a 3 hybrid, I can make it 2 degrees upright. You can then go, okay, maybe we actually need it to go a little bit further. Well, we can still go upright and lower in loft.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, maybe we need that to go not quite as upright, and all of a sudden go 1 upright. Mm-hmm. And you've got the same or similar adjustability on this to what you would with an iron.
Yeah.
And for me, that's fantastic. It's just the extra versatility I have with these heads has been amazing.
I think as a club fitter, that is a great argument. I'm going to throw this at you. Giving someone like Bobby this and a key could be a disaster. Dangerous. It's like giving someone who's never driven before keys to a sports car.
Yeah.
When it comes to club fitting and I'm a tinkerer, I love messing around with golf clubs and things like that. But I do feel like even the Matrix, the skipped Cobra, I think, when the whole range of DS Adapt was released, have fitting days across the country. Like, get out there, kind of show people what it's about and things like that. Because, I mean, even you guys who are the best fitters in Europe, I'm going to say it's still probably a little bit overkill, but you've just killed that argument by saying about the loft and lie. So
100%. And the truth is, I think from my standpoint, it can't be overkill.
Yeah.
I mean, there would be a point if I had 100 settings, I probably would say so. But I have probably at some point this year used every setting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right. Yeah. So you sit there and go, there'll be one person whose golf club isn't quite as good as it would have been.
Yeah.
If we didn't have all those settings available.
Yeah.
And again, I think this is another golf club that sounds amazing. Like, I think it sounds great off the face. It sounds like it's got a little bit of pop, which I really, really like.
I'll be totally honest, I didn't expect that to go as well as it has done. 19 degrees, so very similar loft to the Ping we've just hit.
It's a little bit sort of shorter front to back compared to the Ping.
Yeah.
So again, it's a very different look, which someone might prefer.
And then that's like an absolute... So I've tried to play a high one and then a slightly lower one, and that's an absolute bullet. That's going to go about 230, that one, I would think.
I think the other thing for Cobra with the adapter, just sort of talking about where it's really good, is especially if you've got a beginner golfer or an amateur golfer who's going away and having lessons and working on their swing, it's just one thing we can do to make sure the club keeps working. So again, they might start off where they're 2 degrees upright to prevent the ball from going right. Yeah. They go and have some lessons, suddenly they're missing it left. Well, you don't need a whole new club. We just take that, we can adjust the lie flatter, maybe it starts going too far, and then we can start adding the loft. We can keep clubs working.
Jordan's converted me there. You've put forward very, very good arguments there, and I've absolutely smashed 2 of them. I've really, really enjoyed them. So that is another one of the best hybrids of the year. What we're going to have next, John, I bet that's quite consistent, that.
Yeah.
215, we're going to go with there.
Again, I think a little bit of that consistency we're seeing is coming from that shaft being a bit better for you than the TPT. Yeah. Again, that's the same shaft that we've fitted for you before in a driver, just down into its hybrid variant, and the profile works really well for you, so I think that does help.
Right, very good. Right, so what is the third and final hybrid?
So the third one is the Titleist GT range. So again, they've got the 1, the 2 and the 3 within the hybrids, and they're very, very different.
Yeah.
So I've grabbed the 6 hybrid here for you.
Oh, here we go.
Just because, again, I want to show off something that the hybrids can do and how they're very different. But, you know, you've got the 3 in it. I think the boys up the road in Scotland call it the peanut. You know, it is really, really small.
It's there, literally, it's behind Bobby's shoulder.
You can see that, right?
There.
Like, you've got this. When you're comparing the size of these 2 golf clubs to each other, you would almost have thought one isn't a hybrid and one's a fairway wood. But, you know, they're both in that hybrid range. So you've got the ability, again, to do a lot of things by fitting these Titleist models.
Lots of movable weights.
They've got a lot of movable weights in both. Yeah. We can dial things in as needed. Again, especially with their sort of SureFit adapter. Similar again to the Cobra, not as many settings, but still 16 settings on here.
Yeah.
So again, we still got a lot that we can do to dial this in.
Yeah.
And yeah, slightly different shaft again in here. Just get that at the 6 hybrid length.
Lovely.
But where this has been amazing has been for people where they struggle with their longer irons, getting it launching.
Yeah. We've done a lot of work this year with high lofted hybrids with clubs like 11, and I think Ping have lots of high lofted ones in that G440 range as well, don't they? So I think it's a really, really good option, and I think for lots of golfers who want to either extend the longevity of playing the game or just make it a little bit easier for themselves, what kind of numbers do you reckon we'll see here from a 6 hybrid then?
120. I'd have said 180-ish.
Yeah,
that'd be my guess.
Really nice and easy to launch. Don't feel like I'm trying to necessarily hit that overly hard. It was a little bit heely, but it's still going to do, I think, 181.
Yeah. I think one of the issues you would see at this a lot of the times, just in a standard retail environment as well, is that, you know, Titleist aren't necessarily expecting this to be for your stronger player.
Yeah.
Right. But you might see someone who de-lost the club a lot. They might have plenty of strength in them, but they just struggle to get the ball launching.
Yeah.
So again, having the ability to actually put, like, that's a 70-gram stiff shaft that I've popped in there for you. We've got other options, but being able to put a shaft at the right length, putting that into that hybrid and actually giving you a good chance with it, rather than just, well, maybe we'll try it with a 3 hybrid that you hold down to try and get it close. Yeah. We're able to do a lot better than that.
So even if I try to de-loft this a little bit now and punt it out there more, I bet we can get this close to 200 if we really wanted to, and just really utilise the kind of different ball flights we can play with it. And again, looking at the versatility of a really forgiving club, I feel like it's properly doing what I want it to do.
But I think what would be interesting, if we just pop one, if we just go to a really scabby lie out in the front, so if we go right out the front of our bay here, we'll put you in some of the longer grass where it's not been cut in a little while.
I can't wait, perfect.
And we'll just see how much easier that hybrid is to get out, because this, again, like, you know, if you see that on a golf course, that's probably a bit harsh to be fair, on a bit of a downhill lie, but if you see that on a golf course, you know, you're not getting excited for that.
No.
So again, this really should help you to get that one a chance of launching it.
I'm more than pleased with that. It's out.
That's more like it. Really nice.
Yeah. So even turf interaction there, huge divot down. It's just there, you're not even thinking about the numbers, are you? Just thinking, right, can I progress this ball out to where I want it?
So yeah, really, really impressive golf club. Again, that's more of a hybrid rather than necessarily the Titleist in terms of that kind of lie. Yeah. But just a load of versatility in this area of the bag.
Very good. Guys, they are the best 3 hybrids of the year. If you enjoyed it, make sure you do hit that subscribe button below. John, thank you so much for your time.
Same again. Look at that.
See you tomorrow. Yeah, it was a good one though, wasn't it?